Welcome to the world of science fiction stories, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel. Enjoy the listening. They attacked with plasma. The human didn't even blink. The human delegation exchanged concerned glances. The cultural gap was wider than anticipated. Then it happened. One of the junior diplomats, nervous under the unblinking gaze of the aliens, laughed. It was just a small, awkward chuckle, the kind humans often used to release tension. The effect was immediate and shocking. All 7 Vraxians recoiled as if struck. Their skin flashed brilliant red, and their third arms reached for devices at their sides. "You mock us?" Vexler's voice had lost all melody, becoming harsh and metallic. "No, no," Lynn said quickly. "It's just a human response, a laugh. Sometimes we do it when nervous or we know what laughter is," Vexler interrupted. "It is a sign of aggression in all sentient species, a display of dominance." Maya stepped forward slightly. "Not for humans. For us it can mean many things: joy, nervousness, even recognition." The Vraxians conferred among themselves in their own language, a series of clicking sounds and light patterns across their skin. The diplomatic team stood frozen, aware that the meeting had veered into dangerous territory. Finally, Vexar turned back to them. "We have studied thousands of species across the galaxy. In all cases, displaying teeth and making vocalizations is a prelude to violence. We're different," Maya said simply. "Then prove it," Vexar challenged. "The Vraxian Empire does not form alliances with species that cannot demonstrate their worth. We propose a trial." Lynn glanced at Maya with concern before addressing the alien. "What sort of trial? Combat? One champion from each species? If your champion prevails, we will recognize humans as worthy of respect. If not," the alien's skin rippled with dark patterns, "we will classify Earth as a resource world." The human delegation erupted in protests, but Maya remained silent, studying the aliens carefully, their body language, their light patterns. There was something familiar in it all, something she recognized from military operations. This had been planned. "This is not how peaceful species establish relations," Lynn objected. "Peace comes from strength," Vexler replied. "Without strength, there is only submission. Choose your champion. The trial occurs in 7 Earth days." As the human delegation hurriedly conferred, Mia stepped forward. "I volunteer," Lynn grabbed her arm. "Captain, this is the only option," Mia finished quietly. "Our champion will use energy weapons. I'm the only one who has a chance." Vexar's 4 eyes focused on Maya with new interest. "You accept our terms?" Maya nodded. "I accept." The alien skin displayed a pattern that might have been satisfaction. "Then prepare yourself, human. Our champion, Zareth, has never been defeated in 300 trials. Your species' future will be determined by your performance." As they returned to the shuttle, the diplomatic team was silent until they were safely away from the station. "That was a disaster," one of the junior diplomats muttered. "It was a setup." Maya corrected. "They were looking for an excuse. If it hadn't been the laugh, it would have been something else." Lynn looked at her with concern. "Captain, you don't have to do this. We can try to negotiate." "There's no negotiating with them," Maya said. "Not yet. They respect only strength, so we'll show them strength. Their champion will be armed with advanced energy weapons." Another diplomat pointed out, "You'll be at a severe disadvantage." Maya turned to look out the viewport at the stars. "Not as much as they think," General Harrison said, looking up from the classified file with concern etched on his weathered face. "You're sure about this, Captain?" Maya sat across from him in the secure briefing room deep beneath the Geneva military complex. "Yes, sir. I'm the logical choice." Harrison closed the file labeled CI'd and classified. "The Vrayans don't know about your condition, but that's a double-edged sword. If you demonstrate abilities beyond normal human capacity, they might see you as a specimen to be studied rather than a representative of our species." "I understand the risk," Maya replied. Harrison leaned forward. "3 years ago, you were exposed to a theoretical radiation type that killed everyone else instantly. Instead, it changed you at the cellular level. We still don't fully understand how or why." Maya's expression remained neutral. "I absorb energy. Their champion uses energy weapons. The math is simple, sir. Nothing about this is simple, Chen." Harrison stood and paced the room. The scientists still don't know if your condition is stable each time you absorb energy. The changes in your cellular structure accelerate. You could be putting yourself at risk of cellular breakdown. With respect, sir, Earth is at risk of becoming a resource world. My personal safety is secondary. Harrison studied her for a long moment. They're bringing in Dr. Nazari to help you prepare. She's designed some training scenarios based on what little we know about Braxian weapons technology. Maya nodded. Dr. Lena Nazari had been studying her condition since the Sarah's incident. If anyone could help her prepare for this fight, it was Nazari. One more thing, Harrison added. Intelligence suggests the Vraxians are broadcasting this trial throughout their empire. This isn't just a test of strength, it's propaganda. How you fight may be as important as whether you win. Understood, sir, Maya replied. As Maya left the briefing room, she felt a familiar tingling sensation in her fingertips, the precursor to an energy surge. Her cells were already preparing as if they knew what was coming. She had spent 3 years learning to control her abilities, to channel the energy she absorbed rather than simply containing it. Now she would need to master that control completely, not just for her own survival, but for all of humanity. The training facility beneath Lake Geneva was designed specifically for Maya after the Sarah's incident. Reinforced walls that could withstand extreme energy discharges, advanced monitoring systems to track her cellular changes, and specialized equipment that could generate controlled energy bursts. Dr. Nazari adjusted settings on a control panel as Maya stretched in the center of the training area. We'll start at 20% and work our way up gradually, Nazari instructed. Maya nodded, closing her eyes and centering herself. I'm ready. The first energy pulse hit her square in the chest. To the observers behind the shielded glass, it looked like a beam of blue light that should have knocked her backward. Instead, Maya's body seemed to absorb it. A brief network of glowing lines appeared beneath her skin before fatting. How do you feel? Nazari asked through the communication system. Fine, stronger. Your cellular absorption rate is up 12% from our last session, Nazari noted, studying the red outs. Let's try 30%. The next blast was more powerful, causing Maya to take a step back again. Her skin displayed that network of light, but brighter this time and lasting longer. Her heart rate was elevated but stable. Nazari reported blood chemistry shows increased adenosine triphosphate production. Your cells are converting the energy efficiently. They continued for hours, gradually increasing the power of the energy pulses. By the end, Maya was absorbing blasts that would have vaporized normal human tissue, converting the energy into heightened speed, strength, and reflexes. As Maya showered after the session, she examined her skin in the mirror. There were no visible changes, but she could feel the difference, a humming beneath the surface, like her entire body was a battery charging beyond its intended capacity. Dr. Nazari was waiting when she emerged. We've analyzed the technical data the Fraxians provided about the trial. Their champions' weapons operate on a plasma-based energy system with outputs potentially 5 times higher than what we tested today. Maya absorbed this information calmly. Will my system handle it? Theoretically, yes. Your cells seem to adapt to higher energy loads with exposure, Nazari hesitated. But there's something else. The cellular changes are accelerating faster than we predicted. Each absorption event is causing mutations at the genetic level, dangerous mutations. We don't know yet. You're the first of your kind, Maya. There's no road map for what you're becoming. Maya thought about this for a moment, but her immediate concern was the trial. Yes, and for that I've developed this, Nazari said, handing her what looked like a small silver disc, a neural regulator. It connects to your central nervous system and helps distribute incoming energy more efficiently throughout your body. It should prevent overload during the initial exposure. Maya took the device, studying it. Side effects, potentially none, potentially many. Nazari gave a small, sad smile. Like everything else about your condition, we're in uncharted territory. Maya placed the disc against the base of her neck. It adhered immediately, a cool sensation spreading down her spine as it integrated with her nervous system. How does it feel? Nazari asked. Maya rolled her shoulders, sensing the new connection. Like I'm more aware of my own body, I can feel the energy flowing. Good, that awareness may be critical during the trial. Nuzkri's expression became serious. The Vrexons will expect their champion's weapons to incapacitate you immediately. Your ability to absorb that energy will be a shock, a tactical advantage, Maya said with a slight smile. Yes, but remember what General Harrison said. This is being broadcast across their empire. Your performance represents humanity to billions of alien observers. Maya nodded. So I need to be more than just a survivor. I need to be a symbol. Exactly, Nuzkri placed a hand on Maya's shoulder. The Vrexons value strength, but they may not understand that humanity's strength comes in many forms. Show them that. As Maya left the facility, she looked up at the night sky. Somewhere up there, the Vrexon ship waited, and with it, their champion prepared for what they believed would be an easy victory. 3 days remained until the trial, 3 days to prepare for a fight that would determine Earth's future in the galaxy, 3 days to ensure that when the Vrexon champion fired his weapons, the human wouldn't just survive, she would thrive. The Rukanung. The Vrexon arena ship was a marvel of engineering, a massive ring structure with the combat zone suspended in its center, surrounded by observation platforms filled with alien dignitaries. As the human shuttle approached, Maya could see hundreds of smaller vessels docked around the perimeter. The trial had drawn an audience from across the Vrexon Empire. Quite the spectacle they've arranged, observed Ambassador Lin from the seat beside her. Maya nodded. She was dressed in simple black combat attire, form-fitting but unremarkable, with no visible weapons or protective gear. The neural regulator at the base of her neck was hidden beneath a high collar. Remember, this is as much theater as combat, Lin continued. The Vrexons are using this to demonstrate their superiority. Even if you win, do so with dignity. I understand. Ma's voice was calm, but inside she felt a building pressure. Her cells were responding to the proximity of the coming challenge, preparing for the energy they would soon absorb. Dr. Nuzkri had monitored her constantly over the past 3 days, making final adjustments to the neural regulator. Your cellular structure is stable, she'd assured Maya during their final check. But we still don't know how much energy you can safely absorb before reaching a tipping point. The shuttle docked with a gentle bump. When the hatch opened, they were greeted by 2 Vrexon guards, their middle arms holding what appeared to be ceremonial staffs while their upper and lower arms remained free. The human champion will follow, one stated flatly. Maya stood. Lin caught her arm for a moment, his expression grave. The future of Earth depends on you, Captain. No pressure, she replied with a small smile. The Vrexon guards led her through corridors lined with displays showing what appeared to be previous trials. Maya noted with grim interest that they only showed victories by Vrexon champions. The message was clear. This was a tradition of dominance, not a fair contest. They emerged onto a platform overlooking the arena, a circular space about 50 m across, featureless except for a few raised areas that might provide tactical cover. Around it hovered dozens of small drones, presumably for broadcasting the event. Across the arena on another platform stood a Vrexon larger than any Maya had seen so far. Zuth, the undefeated champion, towered nearly 8 feet tall, his iridescent skin rippling with patterns of green and gold. All 6 of his arms were encased in what appeared to be weapon systems, 4 ending in different types of energy projectors, 2 holding what might be shields. High Commander Vuxla's voice boomed across the arena. Beings of the Empire and honored observers, we gather to witness the trial of humanity. Their representative faces our champion, Zuth, in honorable combat. Maya was escorted to a small lift that descended to the arena floor. As she stepped onto the smooth surface, she could feel vibrations beneath her feet, power systems perhaps, or some kind of containment field. Across from her, Zuth descended to the arena floor as well. Up close, he was even more imposing, his 4 black eyes studying her with what she interpreted as contempt. The rules are simple, Vuxla continued. Combat continues until surrender, incapacitation, or death. The human has chosen to fight unarmed, as is her right. Begin when the signal sounds. Maya took a deep breath, centering herself. The neural regulator at her neck hummed slightly, synchronizing with her heightened awareness. A high-pitched tone rang out, and Zoth moved with shocking speed for his size. Two of his arms raised energy weapons, powering up with an ominous whine. Maya didn't dodge. She stood her ground, watching the weapons charge, calculating the energy output based on the visible signatures. The first blast fired a bolt of blue-white plasma that streaked across the arena directly toward her chest. To the thousands of watching aliens, it appeared the human had frozen in fear or acceptance of her fate. The plasma bolt struck Maya squarely, and then something unexpected happened. Instead of burning through her, the energy seemed to flow around her body in a network of glowing lines, like lightning captured beneath her skin. For a brief moment, her entire form glowed with absorbed power. A murmur rippled through the watching crowd. Zoth paused, his four eyes blinking in what might have been confusion. Then Maya laughed. It wasn't a nervous laugh or a laugh of relief. It was a genuine sound of satisfaction, the laugh of someone who has just confirmed a theory. The sound echoed across the suddenly silent arena. "Impossible," Zoth's translator conveyed, his voice betraying the first hint of uncertainty. Maya rolled her shoulders, feeling the absorbed energy strengthening her muscles, sharpening her senses. "You should try a higher setting," she said conversationally. The provocation worked. Zoth fired again, two weapons simultaneously, sending spiraling bolts of even more intense plasma energy toward her. Again, Maya stood firm, absorbing the impact. This time, the energy network beneath her skin glowed brighter, tiny arcs of power dancing across her fingers. The Vrexun champion took a step back. His skin flashed with patterns that seemed to indicate confusion or alarm. "What trick is this?" he demanded. Maya began walking toward him, her movements fluid and powerful. "No trick, just human adaptation." Zoth fired all four weapons at once, a desperate barrage that would have vaporized any normal opponent. The combined blast engulfed Maya in blinding light. For a moment, she disappeared entirely within the energy storm. When the light faded, she still stood but transformed. Her skin now glowed from within, her eyes shining with absorbed power. The neural regulator was working overtime, distributing the massive energy influx throughout her system. "You know," Maya said conversationally as she continued to advance, "on Earth we have a saying, don't bring a gun to a knife fight. It means don't overpower your opponent unless you're certain they can't use that power against you." Zoth backed away, firing continuous blasts now. Each one Maya absorbed, growing stronger with every impact. The arena floor beneath her feet cracked from the overflow of energy radiating from her body. In the observation platforms, the alien audience was in an uproar. Nothing like this had ever happened in a trial before. High Commander Vuxa stood rigid, his skin flashing with rapid patterns that might have been alarm signals. "Your weapons make me stronger," Maya explained as she closed the distance. "Maybe now you understand why humans value diversity of approach, why we cultivate different strengths." Zoth abandoned his energy weapons and extended blades from his lower arms, conventional weapons that wouldn't feed Maya's abilities. But it was too late. The energy she'd absorbed had enhanced her speed and reflexes beyond human norm. When Zoth lunged, Maya moved like liquid, flowing around his attack with graceful precision. She caught one of his blade arms and used his momentum to flip his massive body over her shoulder, slamming him into the arena floor with enough force to crack the surface. The sound reverberated through the arena, followed by stunned silence. Zoth struggled to rise, but Maya placed a foot on his chest, pinning him with strength that should have been impossible for a human her size. "Your abilities were not disclosed," Vuxla stated, breaking the silence. "This could be considered deception. You didn't disclose your champion's capabilities either." Maya countered calmly. "You assumed superiority without sufficient information. That's not deception, it's overconfidence." Lin gave her a warning glance, but Maya continued. "Humans value adaptation. It's our greatest strength. What you witnessed today is just one example." One of the other Vrexuns leaned forward, his skin flickering with patterns of scientific curiosity. "Your ability to absorb and convert energy is unprecedented. How many humans possess this trait?" "That's classified information," Lin interjected smoothly. "Just as unsure as the full extent of Vrexun capabilities remains your own secret." Vuxa's skin rippled with what might have been acknowledgement. "The trial results stand. Humanity has demonstrated unexpected strength. The classification of Earth will be adjusted accordingly, not as a resource world I trust, but as a potential ally. With caution, Vuxa turned his four eyes to Maya. Your victory has been witnessed across our empire. Many questions will arise. Maya felt the energy still coursing through her system gradually stabilizing thanks to the neural regulator. She knew Dr. Nuzkri would be anxious to examine her when she returned. The cellular changes from absorbing so much power at once would be significant. Perhaps those questions are the beginning of understanding, she suggested. You value strength, we value diversity of strength. Both approaches have merit. Vuxla was silent for a moment, his skin displaying complex patterns that the humans couldn't interpret. Finally, he spoke. We have existed for 10,000 years believing our way was superior. Your demonstration today challenges that belief in ways that will take time to process. Take all the time you need. Maya said, we'll be here. Back on Earth, Maya stood again at the observation deck of Horizon Station, watching the stars. But this time her gaze wasn't searching the darkness between them. It was appreciating their light, energy streaming across vast distances, transforming everything it touched. Dr. Nuzkri approached, holding a tablet with Maya's latest test results. Your cellular structure has stabilized, but with significant changes. The energy you absorbed in the arena accelerated the mutations. Am I still human? Maya asked quietly. Nuzkri smiled. More human than ever, just evolved. Your DNA is still primarily Homo sapiens, just with adaptations we don't fully understand yet. Maya nodded, processing this. And the Frexons, their ships remain at the edge of our system. They've opened communication channels with 17 Earth nations so far. Nuzkri set down her tablet. They're fascinated by human diversity. Now their scientists have requested permission to study various human cultures, art forms, governance systems, from threat to student in one day. Maya, amused, replied, Don't underestimate them. They're still powerful and potentially dangerous, but you showed them something they'd never seen before, adaptation as strength rather than weakness. Maya looked down at her hands. The glowing network beneath her skin had faded, but she could still feel the power there waiting. With each energy absorption event, she changed a little more, became a little less like her old self and a little more like something new. What happens next? She asked. Nuzkri looked out at the stars. That's the exciting part, isn't it? We don't know. Humanity meets the galaxy, new challenges, new adaptations, new strengths. Maya added, in the distance, a Vrexon shuttle approached the station, the first official diplomatic delegation since the trial. Whatever happened next would set the course for humanity's place in a much larger universe than they had known before. Maya smiled slightly. She was ready for it. After all, adaptation was what humans did best. As Admiral Ruh has often said, the universe throws its best punch and humanity not only takes the hit, we learn from it, grow stronger, and come back swinging. The Vrexons had learned that lesson the hard way, and Maya wondered which species would be next. Across the galaxy, recordings of the human champion absorbing plasma blasts and laughing spread through communication networks. On thousands of worlds, beings of all kinds watched in amazement as a seemingly ordinary human withstood weapons that should have destroyed her instantly. In the highest councils of the Vrexon Empire, debates raged about what this meant for their expansion plans, their military doctrine, their understanding of species development. And on countless planets yet undiscovered by humans, the message spread. Be careful with these newcomers from Earth. They don't just fight back. They absorb your strength and make it their own. When the new galactic era would later be named, many would call it the Age of Adaptation. It began with a laugh that echoed across the stars.